Welcome back to the Wild Cherry Farm. In this video I'm sharing two of our favorite children's books by Kate DiCamillo. I've always loved reading books, and when my two older kids were young, sharing stories together was one of our favorite things. We spent so many hours curled up with picture books, graphic novels, and regular novels that became part of our family's everyday life. With my youngest it was a bit different. He just wasn't that interested. I tried many things over the years. We'd look at a picture book together or an interactive book, and sometimes he liked them, but most of the time he wanted to do something else. Something more active, more hands-on, and that was totally fine. So I let it go. I didn't push. I'd try again a few months later or a year later, and sometimes we'd read a few pages here and there, but it never really stuck. It can feel a bit discouraging as a parent, especially when you love books so much yourself. But I kept reminding myself that everyone can come to stories in their own way and their own time. So interestingly, even though he wasn't into books for a very long time, he did eventually teach himself how to read and write, but not through traditional stories. He'd started playing Minecraft and a few other games, and suddenly reading became useful to him. It was a world he wanted to become a part of. He began asking me how to spell certain words, and soon after he was typing out full sentences and reading game instructions, messages, all kinds of things. And that's how it began. Not with books, but with one of his passions. Then this past spring I thought maybe we're ready to try again. I picked up The Tale of Despereaux by Kate DiCamillo, a children's literature classic about an unlikely hero. A tiny mouse with exceptionally large ears and a big heart. I had read it to my older kids years ago, and it's one I thought might appeal to him. It's about courage, love, and friendship. A story where a tiny mouse dares to rescue the princess of the castle and discovers what it truly means to be best friends. It's written in this gentle, lyrical way that feels like someone is speaking right to you. The chapters are short, just a few pages each, and I thought that might help ease us in. So we started reading a couple of chapters at a time, and then he started really listening and enjoying the story. At first it was just a story we dipped into now and then, but over time he got more and more curious. He would ask what was going to happen next. He got attached to the characters, especially to the main character, the little mouse Despereaux. And then there was a break. Life got busy, the book sat on a shelf, but last week we picked it up again. And this time, he didn't want to stop. In fact, he didn't want it to end. When we got close to the final chapters, he told me he was a little sad because he didn't want to say goodbye to the characters. I told him that I had another book by the same author, and maybe he would enjoy that one too. The second novel was The Miraculous Journey of Tulane. It's the story of a haughty China rabbit, beautiful, proud, a little cold-hearted at first, who gets lost on the ocean floor and ends up traveling from place to place, from one person to the next. Each experience leaves a mark on him. Each person teaches him something about love and loss and what it means to care deeply for someone. It's tender and heartbreaking and wise, and it's wonderful to observe the rabbit's profound transformation. The chapters are short and easy to follow, a bit longer than the ones in Despereaux. We started reading a few chapters a day again, and before long he didn't want to stop. We took turns reading. He read a little, I read a little. He kept asking for just one more chapter, and then another. Yesterday we were about halfway through the book when we just kept going and going. We couldn't put it down, and by the end we were both in tears. Looking back, I think what made The Tale of Despereaux and the Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane work for us wasn't just that they're good books. They're great stories for young readers that offer something deeper. Kate DiCamillo's writing balances adventure, humor, and tenderness in a way that connects with children's emotional development and sparks their imagination. These books might not be for every young reader, but for my son, these two Kate DiCamillo books were exactly right. They met him where he was and pulled him in, and that changed everything for him. If you found a wonderful read aloud your whole family enjoyed, I'd love to hear about it. Share your recommendations in the comments, because you never know, your favorite might be the one that sparks another child's or adult's love of books. And if you like books, you might enjoy some of my other book and tea chat videos that I will link below. Thank you very much for listening and watching, and I talk to you soon again.